With New Year's resolutions, many of us will make a vow to eat healthier, and that's a good thing. But what about our beloved pets and their nutrition? Greetings, naturopathic Dr. Dennis Black here, and I'm on a mission to provide better nutrition for cats and dogs because truthfully, all pet food is dead food, which is why we created Rough Greens and Meow Greens in the first place. We bring their food back to life with live vitamins, minerals, probiotics, enzymes, omega oils, antioxidants, and so much more. All in a tasty formula that your dog and cat will love. You can improve your pet's coat, digestion, energy, and have less vet bills. Let 2025 bring a new year and a new pet. Get a Jumpstart trial bag, normally $20. Get a 100% discount with promo code BESTFRIEND. You just cover the shipping. Go to roughgreens.com, use promo code BESTFRIEND. Bring your pet's food back to life with Rough Greens. So good, your pet will ask for it by name.
Oh, sorry, that's for a Democrat show.
Let me know when you're ready.
Was an extremely great conservative commentator. We're tearing it up on Wednesday night. This is awesome. This
will allow me to retort.
Well, this is Jersey Joe for the Reaver of Common Sense show. I'm on shrmedia.com.
Actually, I just totally screwed up. This show contains language that some viewers may find offensive. Listener discretion is advised. And now on to the show. And welcome to the Reaver of Common Sense. I am your host, Jersey Joe, and I'm trying to make sense out of the senseless. The Jersey Takeovers here. We have expanded to 2 hours every Monday through Friday, 11 a.m. till 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Don't forget, January 3rd. Reaver of Common Sense will be moving. We will be packing up our shit and moving to the 9 p.m. to 11 p.m. time slot. We are taking over the nighttime airwaves, and SHR Media nights will never be the same again. Let's see, where are we? I'm trying to get used to these new, well, they're not headphones, they're earpieces, and just... And I'm just... It sounds weird. Now, all the music I listen to is fine. But when I'm talking, it just has a totally different sound. I just got to get used to them, and I will. Oh, so much going on. It's a hectic time in our country. It really is. We have an assassination attempt on multiple Republican congressmen. And you got some now trying to put bills that gives them the right to carry wherever. I say hold the phone. Hold the phone. As much as I agree they should be able to carry, I don't think it should just be our congressmen. They're, what, better than us? Pass the national concealed carry reciprocity and give everybody the right. Not just the congressmen. Everybody should have the right. They're not more important than my family. They're important people, yes, I understand that. But it's, if they want that protection, everybody should have that protection. But not everybody agrees with this. Yeah, Mark Kelly, he's going to fight, of course. I don't. I understand what happened to his wife. That's more of a reason to make sure people are armed and able to protect themselves. I've been there, folks, with my father shooting, and I never want to feel that vulnerable again. I don't want to be a victim again. I don't want to be having my fate put in the hands of police, because let me tell you, the cops didn't get there until long after the shooter had left. Long after. The shooting happened, and seriously, they had to wait. My dad crawled out of his building, went around to the front of the building. That's when the police were finally called. Otherwise, that crime scene would have gone unrecognized for hours. So this, wait for cops bullshit, no. Because minutes matter, and you don't have a cop in a pocket. And it's nothing against officers. They can't be there. They can't be everywhere. So I'm not saying everybody should be carrying a gun. Not everybody should. I'm not saying we ought to be forcing people to carry guns. Just as the Democrat Party used to be the party of choice, I want to give people choices. Chance to protect yourself. Train. And I'm real big on training. Go to the shooting range. Know how to use your guns. Know how to protect yourself. It's not just, okay, take a gun safety course. Go get your permit and that's it. No. That's not the way it works. That was like a combination sneeze and a cough at the same time. I'll never be made a victim again. No. And that's what gun control does. Gun control creates victims and corpses. That's it.
With New Year's resolutions, many of us will make a vow to eat healthier, and that's a good thing. But what about our beloved pets and their nutrition? Greetings, naturopathic Dr. Dennis Black here, and I'm on a mission to provide better nutrition for cats and dogs because truthfully, all pet food is dead food, which is why we created Rough Greens and Meow Greens in the first place. We bring their food back to life with live vitamins, minerals, probiotics, enzymes, omega oils, antioxidants, and so much more. All in a tasty formula that your dog and cat will love. You can improve your pet's coat, digestion, energy, and have less vet bills. Let 2025 bring a new year and a new pet. Get a Jumpstart trial bag, normally $20. Get a 100% discount with promo code BESTFRIEND. You discover the shipping. Go to roughgreens.com, use promo code BESTFRIEND. Bring your pet's food back to life with Rough Greens. So good, your pet will ask for it by name.
But this guy, he's out and he vows that he's going to fight against the national concealed carry. And he promises that he's going to fight for gun-free school zones. All these mass shootings have been happening where? Gun-free school zone. And he says that he wants to create a safer society. What he's creating is a smorgasbord for criminals. That's where they're going to go to, is these gun-free zones. Because the only ones that are going to pay attention to any of these laws that he's talking about and these gun-free zones that he's talking about are law-abiding citizens. Criminals will not pay attention. And they're like, well, you know, if we get guns banned in the United States, once that's banned, then we're going to be able to, the criminals won't have them anymore. Bullshit. The criminals have them in the UK. The criminals have them in Paris. You know, there's so many places where guns are banned and criminals have them. And I'm not willing to bet my life, my daughter's life, any of my family's life, or your life. I'm not going to do it. I feel sorry for Mark Kelly, what he went through. But again, if there was people that were armed, they could have possibly stopped that shooting and saved his wife from what happened. It's not a guarantee. Bad things happen in this world. Bad things happen. But what you're going to do is lessen the chances of those things happening on a large scale. When my dad's shooting, there was no chance for him to defend himself. He was held hostage, basically. He was forced to stand there and watch as his boss was shot in the head. 2 bullets. Point blank. And had to sit there and wait for his turn. Now, how is that justice? Because, and I got into this, and I very often do on Twitter, and it was one guy, because his friend got killed. In an accidental gun discharge in a house. Now, there's a key word in what I just said. Accidental. His friend could have got accidentally killed by many things in the house. Unfortunately, it was either a irresponsibility or just a plain out accident. And my heart goes out that happened. It does. But that doesn't mean just because someone was maybe irresponsible that everybody has to pay for it. And somehow he thinks that adding more background checks would have stopped that accident from happening. Well, I don't know how to tell you this, but I got into it too because there's a couple guys, people I should say, I don't know what their sexual orientation, they could identify themselves as a piece of wood for all I know, the way things are going nowadays. They want to know, well, show me legislation that they put forward that they want to ban guns. I was like, it's not that simple, you moron. I was like, then why, if they don't want to ban guns, why did they spend millions of dollars, late 80s, on a think tank? And I've talked about this drastically on this show. Why, in the late 80s, did they pay a think tank on how to ban guns? And they're like, oh, that was in the past, that's why. Yeah, you need to jump to the future. Really? Well, the final results just came out like about 5 years ago. And those results were, you can't ban guns in the United States outright. They would lose elections massively. And what they have to do is increase the gun regulations slowly to the point, and background checks, more paperwork, more licensings, every couple years make it stronger, so there's more paperwork to the point where it's too much of a hassle for you to go through the process to get a gun. Sort of like New Jersey. Oh, for those that don't know, let's see, New Jersey, you got to originally get your license. And then every time you want to buy a gun, you got to go down to your police station, file the paperwork, get a background check, get permission from the police, get the gun, register it with the police department. And you're limited by the state of New Jersey how many guns you can buy in a certain period of time. Which is funny because my good friend finally went and got all of his paperwork. And he used to live in Arizona with his dad. And he had a couple guns out there. And I mean, he had a couple, like about 5 guns. He had a shotgun, rifles, handguns. And he had a limit having them sent into New Jersey. And it cost a pretty penny. Several $100s for him to get his own guns from Arizona to New Jersey. His own guns, he had to pay several $100s worth. That is unbelievable. But what they're doing is they're just trying to make it so restrictive that you'll get to the point where I'm not going through the paperwork. I'm not going to do it. It's not worth the time and effort. And then once they get the population to that point, ban the guns. And everybody's going to go, well, you know what? Who cares? I couldn't get one anyway, so it doesn't matter. And that is the recommendation from this think tank. And what do you hear? They want to increase paperwork. They want to increase licensing, background checks. They want to make it more difficult. They're not going to turn you down, but they want to make it more difficult. They want to make it so that you just get to the point where you don't want to go through the process anymore. And that's what these idiots can't. Well, they know it. They know it, but they try to be this coy. Well, show me some legislation that they put through right now. They're not that stupid. They are not that. Well, they've been banging the gun control gavel for a while now. And they have lost multiple elections. And they've done time and time again through history. And it hasn't got through their heads to kind of like, back off the gun control. When you do it, you lose elections. But they got it in their minds. They think, they're believing their own hype. They're believing their hype on all these polls. Oh, there's 97% that are for gun control. Bullshit. It's I don't know. I will never give up fighting for the guns. And it's not just a friend of mine's wife does that all the time. Everything's about guns, isn't it? No. And she talks about, well, women's rights are being removed. My rights as a woman. Well, you know what? They want to take your right away from you to be able to protect yourself, to stop rape. Because the best rape whistle, in my book, is any type of handgun. I'm partial to the Springfield XD series. I'm partial to a 40 caliber. And my buddy asked me, how did I pick 40 caliber? Well, during the Obama years, we hit a really bad shortage on ammunition. Everybody was buying up ammunition. I said, I went to one of the gun stores, and I was looking on the shelf, and we got talking. I noticed, 9mm, gone. Of course, 22, 38. And I noticed 40 caliber was pretty much there. He said, yeah, we don't sell a lot of it. And I started to notice that 40 caliber wasn't a huge demand. I said, I'll get a 40 caliber. I like 40s. It's, basically a 10 millimeter. So it was just, okay. And I picked that. And the Springfield XD, I just fell in love with that one. I love it. So, all right, we're going to take a quick break. And we'll be back after a brief message. You're listening to the Reaver of Common Sense right here on SHR Media and High Plains Pundit. And we will be right back.
Listening to the SHR Media Network.
Breaking news. According to the latest report coming out of SHR Media, a merchandise store to support both the Reaver of Common Sense and SHR Media has just been unleashed to the general public. Be forewarned that this site can be contagious and numerous items can be purchased to support the best news programming. Go to Reaver.one website and click on the store link to check out the merchandise.
You have been listening to Reaver of Common Sense, hosted by my dad, Jersey Joe. Beware, the Jersey Takeover is here. Every Monday through Friday, 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. You can catch the Reaver of Common Sense show, hosted by Jersey Joe, right here on shrmedia.com and highplainsdailynews.com. Only Jersey can deliver hell like no one else, so consider this your fair warning.
In a world controlled by corrupt politicians,
You got a business. You didn't build that.
a team of ordinary men emerge from the ashes to give voice to the voiceless and hope to the hopeless. Sackhead Sean.
Dude, I'm not saying Catholic, stupid bro.
Sackhead Clint.
All good friends of ours usually show up drunk.
Also starring Sacco as the producer.
I'm a little bit drunk, 'cause I'm drinking.
They are the Sackheads Radio Show. Every Wednesday at 8 p.m. Pacific on shrmedia.com.
Every Wednesday night, 8 p.m. to 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, you can catch the Southside Mutt Show with its hosts, the Jersey Boys, Jersey Joe and Crash, right here on SHR Media and High Plains Pundit Radio, where we will be digging up the dirt.
Times are dark. The people misled by corrupt politicians, lied to by establishment media, and deceived by the false messages of Islam. A nation in confusion needs a guide. It needs a man with a cane. I'm Dave Milner. Join me on Spreaker, SHR Media, High Plains Talk Radio, Live Rebooting Liberty, and YouTube for a unique brand of commentary on the unpleasant blind guide. Because truth is not always pleasant.
If you miss a show, don't worry. You can catch the replays two ways, rebootingliberty.com or the Reaver of Common Sense.com. While you're there on Reaver of Common Sense, don't forget, drop in your email and keep up to date with everything going on, or click the like button on the Facebook widget. Now on to the Reaver of Common Sense.
Listening to the SHR Media Network.
This show contains language that some viewers may find offensive. Listener discretion is advised. And now on to the show. And welcome back to the Reaver of Common Sense. I'm your host, Jersey Joe, and I'm trying to make sense out of this senseless. The Jersey takeover is happening again. That's right. The Reaver of Common Sense show will be moving to 9 p.m. to 11 p.m. Eastern Standard Time right here on SHR Media and High Plains Pundit Radio. Nighttime radio will never be the same again. It's going to be interesting. And it gives me the chance to and have a little bit more broader. It's going to be easier to get some guests during that time frame. They're a little bit more freer. We'll have a little bit more fun. I was amazed when I got that phone call and asked to be the leadoff, to take that primetime spot. And I'll try to do the best I can for SHR Media. I still speechless that they would ask me to take that spot. But enough about that yammering. All right, let's see. I know. Sometimes I just yammer on a little too much. See where I'm at. Besides that, I'm in the state of confusion in the state of Florida. Oh, this one made me kind of take a step back. With everything going on, Elizabeth Warren thought it would be correct to tell Donald Trump that he hasn't seen nasty yet. Well, in this time of rhetoric and comments, I would watch it if I was her about talking about getting nasty. Because that could be a little construed as a threat. And secondly, if it's not a threat, I would say, Elizabeth Warren, you haven't seen nasty yet from the new conservatives. We're not like the old ones that roll over and let Democrats walk all over everybody. We figuratively fight back. We don't sit back and let you protest and do whatever you want. We come back and do the same tactics that you use. Except we don't have to get violent. We got larger numbers. I'm not impressed. You haven't seen nasty yet. Oh, Well, maybe. I could make some comments, but I'm going to actually try to be nice here on it. I'm not going to go down that road. Because she wants to talk about nasty. Well, yeah, you guys have gotten kind of nasty, haven't you? Yeah. Yeah, it got nasty. Please. And I take it, when I first read it, I was like, that straight out is a threat right there. That is a threat. Donald, you ain't seen nasty yet? No. And then they talk about that they're not doing any of the rhetoric. They're peaceful. They're this. They're full of shit is what they are. They have been ratcheting up this rhetoric and got it to a fever pitch with violence. Not the conservatives. I'm so sick of that shit. Now they're trying to blame Trump, and I knew they would, and I said they would, and Fox, of course. Because they don't want to look at it and go, holy shit, look what we caused. I think they're proud of what they caused. I think they're laughing behind the scenes, going, look what the hell we got these idiots to do. I think they're proud that they got a fellow congressman shot. I know that's mean to say, and I think they're proud. Because if they weren't, they would have backed out. Oh, shit. Oh, man, look what we did. We went too far. Let's back this down. We got to stop. No, they're going full force, straight ahead. Get the convoy going. Let's go. We can do more damage. I just... Elizabeth Warren, and the funny thing is, a national poll was done, and nobody knows who she is. Nobody really cares. If that's who they're going to run for president in 2020, by all means. The direction that the Democrat Party has been going in and just made that total left-hand turn, and I mean they made a hard left-hand turn. And they haven't learned that the American people don't want that and aren't going to put up with that. But yet they just keep going and going and going. They're like the Energizer Bunny. I just... What were they thinking? What were they thinking? Oh, boy. All right. What's next? What's next? Scooby-Dooby-Doo, where are you? One of the things that Elizabeth Warren was bitching about is about that tax plan that Trump's coming up with. They always, it's going to give a tax break to the rich. It's going to give to the rich. Steve Mnuchin, who is a longtime donor to the Democrat Party and is Trump's Treasury Secretary, has stated that that tax plan is going to help the middle class and strengthen free market competition. Thing is, she doesn't want free market competition. She wants socialism. Because that's what she is. Or at least that's what she claims to be. I think she's just doing it for... try to get some TV airtime. I think that's what a lot is, because she is aspiring for a higher position, and she pulls these stunts and says this stuff just to get airtime. I mean, honestly, yeah. But this is a woman who has, in an interview with MSNBC's Rachel Maddow, okay, this is what Warren has stated. And I have thrown rocks at people that I think are in the wrong. I've done it before, and I'll continue to do it, and I'm going to do it in the future. She admits to throwing rocks. Whether she's meaning figuratively or literal, she could have chosen some better words. Because to me it says she's meaning literally. And that's not that smart right now to be. I would think they'd be trying to really temper their words. But again, they think they could say and do anything. And it's kind of been there. They can do whatever the hell they want. Well, sorry, I'm calling them out on their bullshit. I'm not somebody I don't mince my words. I say what I mean what I say. And these Democrats, you know what? Not all Democrats are bad, because there's a few that I don't have a major issue with. You have Manchin from Virginia. Now, I don't agree with his gun control policies. But the man is, from what I've seen, reasonable. He doesn't buy into this hysteria of the Democrat Party. He seems like a man that wants government to work and is willing to do what he needs to do for his constituents. And he's not buying into this extremism of the left. That I have no problem with. It's not, to me, always just this left and right, because it's also, and I've talked about it before, this globalism, and it's on both sides of the aisle. And that's why we got to watch out. Because we got some of these on the right, and they're doing everything they can to try to screw Donald Trump and his administration, because they don't want this nationalist, populist to spread. What they don't understand is, well, majority of the Americans don't want this global. We have no problem being part of the global economics. We have no problem being involved, but we don't want to be this one world bullshit. We like being Americans. We're proud of who we are, and we want to continue. Yeah, it's weird. I'm hearing voices in my house, and the only one that's here is my daughter. It's we need to first. We really need to push, and it's already been. A constitutional amendment has been put in is for term limits. We really need to push term limits. That's one of the big things. If we do that, we'll start getting rid of a lot of these bad apples, so to speak. And we need to start with, on the right side of the aisle, McCain, Graham, Paul Ryan. And what's funny is I see Graham all of a sudden. He's kind of tampering down his rhetoric. he's not so much more that anti-Trump as much as he would. Has anybody? I mean, I don't think he's totally, rah, rah, rah Trump, but he's kind of tamped down on his rhetoric. Well, what we are going to tamp down on is a little bit of a break here. You're listening to the Reaver of Common Sense right here on SHR Media and High Plains Planet Radio, and we will be right back.
Listening to the SHR Media Network.
Breaking news. According to the latest report coming out of SHR Media, a merchandise store to support both the Reaver of Common Sense and SHR Media has just been unleashed to the general public. Be forewarned that this site can be contagious and numerous items can be purchased to support the best news programming. Go to Reaver.one website and click on the store link to check out the merchandise.
Listening to Reaver of Common Sense, hosted by my dad, Jersey Joe. Beware, the Jersey Takeover is here. Every Monday through Friday, 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. You can catch the Reaver of Common Sense show, hosted by Jersey Joe, right here on shrmedia.com and highplainsdailynews.com. Only Jersey can deliver hell like no one else, so consider this your fair warning.
In a world controlled by corrupt politicians,
You got a business. You didn't build that.
a team of ordinary men emerge from the ashes to give voice to the voiceless and hope to the hopeless. Sackhead Sean,
Dude, I'm not saying cop for the stupid program.
Sackhead Clint,
All good friends of ours usually show up drunk.
also starring Sacco as the producer.
I'm a little bit drunk, 'cause I'm drinking.
They are the Sackheads Radio Show. Every Wednesday at 8 p.m. Pacific on shrmedia.com.
Every Wednesday night, 8 p.m. to 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, you can catch the Southside Mutt Show with its hosts, the Jersey Boys, Jersey Joe and Crash, right here on SHR Media and High Plains Pundit Radio, where we will be digging up the dirt.
Times are dark. The people misled by corrupt politicians, lied to by establishment media, and deceived by the false messages of Islam. A nation in confusion needs a guide. It needs a man with a cane. I'm Dave Milner. Join me on Spreaker, SHR Media, High Plains Talk Radio, Live Rebooting Liberty, and YouTube for a unique brand of commentary on the unpleasant blind guide. Because truth is not always pleasant.
If you miss a show, don't worry. You can catch the replays two ways, rebootingliberty.com or the reaverofcommonsense.com. While you're there on Reaver of Common Sense, don't forget, drop in your email and keep up to date with everything going on, or click the like button on the Facebook widget. Now on to the Reaver of Common Sense.
Listening to the SHR Media Network.
This show contains language that some viewers may find offensive. Listener discretion is advised. And now on to the show.
And welcome back to the Reaver of Common Sense. I am your host, Jersey Joe. And I'm trying to make sense out of this senseless. I'm trying. Whew. I got email. Oh, it's... I don't know. It's... What's going on in this country is really scary. It really is. The Democrats have no problem screwing over the American people. I love the lies about health care right now. They're doing backroom deals. They're not letting us read it. They're not telling you what's in it. Does anybody remember Nancy Pelosi? You need to pass it to know what's in it. Nobody knew what was in Obamacare because, well, it wasn't written yet. Here, let me see if I can find that real quick. All right, here's Nancy Pelosi. Now, this is not my words, and it's not me saying it.
But we have to pass the bill so that you can find out what is in it away from the fog of the controversy. But we have to...
Amen.
We're very... you've heard about the controversies within the bill, the process about the bill, one of the items. But I don't know if you have heard that it is a legislation for the future. Not just about health care for America, but about a healthier America, where preventive care is not something that you have to pay a deductible for or out of pocket, but prevention's about diet, not diabetes.
And none of us can afford that, any of that.
But we have to pass the bill so that you can find out what is in it away from the fog of the controversy. But we have to pass the bill so that you can find out what... But we have to pass the bill so that you can find out what is in it.
And they want to complain, and she's one of them. They're up there. They're not letting us part of the process. Nobody knows what's in it. How dare they? I know you can hear me typing away. I'm amazed. They think people don't remember. And you had Nancy Pelosi out there doing that. And talking about how not out of pocket. The propaganda came from the goddamn left. They lied to us outright. And now they're doing it again. They're lying about the Republican health care bill. They talk about how the Republicans are doing all this means. They're the ones that refused. They refused to try to fix Obamacare. They blocked the Republicans along the way. They're the ones that blocked all the attempts. And now, it's the Republicans need to own it, that the failure of Obamacare. No. You refused all help. You refused to try to fix, and now it is pretty much dead. And it's easier to wipe the slate clean and start over again. But no, instead of trying to be a part of it, you want to fight it. You want to cause as much damage as you can so you can, oh, look what the Republicans messed up, and not take responsibilities for your own actions. If a Democrat took responsible for their own action, I'd probably have a heart attack on the spot. Stand up, be a man, take responsibility. This is your mess. This is your fault. What more can be said about it? Even Alan Dortowitz, or whatever that douche's name. Dorshowitz. I know, I always have a problem with goddamn names. And he's dead spot right on this. The Russian probe has become too political. I know it was political when it started, but now nobody is going to believe anything that comes out of it. Innocent, guilty, whatever. Mueller has tainted the process. Democrats have their hands deep in it. Republicans aren't innocent in it. It is not... No one is going to believe anything that is said about that. It is so partisan anymore. Nobody trusts anybody. And not much is getting done. Now, what's funny is they're always claiming how Trump has this low approval rating. I mean, he's at 50%. Well, let's also remind everybody one other little thing. Okay? Even when he's below 50%, he's still above Congress. He still has a higher approval rating than Paul Ryan, Chuck Schumer, Nancy Pelosi. His ratings are higher. Think about that. Even when he's been in the 40s, he's still higher than Nancy Pelosi, Chuck Schumer, Paul Ryan, Congress as a whole. That says a lot. But there's such a partisan atmosphere. Nobody's going to believe anything. Nobody. The left, this hard left, they just been jammed down their throat that he's guilty, and there's nothing anybody's going to say that's going to change their mind. Nothing. So how do we get around this impasse? I don't know if there is a way. Could we be at an impasse in this country? I don't know. These are some questions, some hard questions that we got to answer. And I don't know. We're in a bad way in this country, and I it's got me a little bit. That whole thought process just made me go, "Oh shit, that's not good." What we basically have is the left. They're trying to use media and so forth to overturn an election that they lost. That's what it comes down to. This is over. They lost an election. Period. They lost an election, and they want to overturn that loss. They don't want to accept that loss. The right. The right just wants to get moving right now. The left wants to try to stop our government from working. Because they know, I've said it time and again, they know if his policies get approved, they're done with. They're in trouble. They may not win another election for a long time. And they know that. So they got to try to slow him down because his pace is at a fast pace. And he can prove that you don't have to be a politician. And things can get done a hell of a lot faster than our politicians have done. Because, well, it's politics. It takes time. No, it doesn't. You drag it out to make it look like we need you guys. You drag it out to make it look like it's harder than it should be. And that's what we've had for a while now. Trump's already proven that we don't need career politicians. We just need people with some common sense and some brains. You're listening to the Reaver of Common Sense right here on SHR Media and High Plains Pundit Radio, and we will be right back.
Listening to the SHR Media Network.
Breaking news. According to the latest report coming out of SHR Media, a merchandise store to support both the Reaver of Common Sense and SHR Media has just been unleashed to the general public. Be forewarned that this site can be contagious and numerous items can be purchased to support the best news programming. Go to Reaver.one website and click on the store link to check out the merchandise.
You have been listening to Reaver of Common Sense, hosted by my dad, Jersey Joe. Beware, the Jersey Takeover is here. Every Monday through Friday, 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. You can catch the Reaver of Common Sense show, hosted by Jersey Joe, right here on SHRmedia.com and HighPlainsDailyNews.com. Only Jersey can deliver hell like no one else, so consider this your fair warning.
In a world controlled by corrupt politicians,
You got a business. You didn't build that.
a team of ordinary men emerge from the ashes to give voice to the voiceless and hope to the hopeless. Sackhead Sean,
Dude, I'm not saying cop for the stupid program.
Sackhead Clint,
All good friends of ours usually show up drunk.
also starring Sacco as the producer.
I'm a little bit drunk, 'cause I'm drinking.
They are the Sackheads Radio Show. Every Wednesday at 8 p.m. Pacific on SHRmedia.com.
Every Wednesday night, 8 p.m. to 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, you can catch the Southside Much Show with its hosts, the Jersey Boys, Jersey Joe and Crash, right here on SHR Media and High Plains Pundit Radio, where we will be digging up the dirt.
Times are dark. The people misled by corrupt politicians, lied to by establishment media, and deceived by the false messages of Islam. A nation in confusion needs a guide. It needs a man with a cane. I'm Dave Milner. Join me on Spreaker, SHR Media, High Plains Talk Radio, Live Rebooting Liberty, and YouTube for a unique brand of commentary on the unpleasant blind guide. Because truth is not always pleasant.
If you miss a show, don't worry. You can catch the replays two ways, rebootingliberty.com or the reaverofcommonsense.com. While you're there on Reaver of Common Sense, don't forget, drop in your email and keep up to date with everything going on, or click the like button on the Facebook widget. Now on to the Reaver of Common Sense.
Listening to the SHR Media Network.
This show contains language that some viewers may find offensive. Listener discretion is advised. And now on to the show.
And welcome back to the Reaver of Common Sense. I am your host, Jersey Joe, and I'm trying to make sense out of the senseless. The Jersey Takeovers here, we have expanded to 2 hours every Monday through Friday. And starting July 3rd, I was holding up two fingers, don't ask me why, July 3rd, we will be moving to 9 p.m. to 11 p.m. right here on SHR Media and High Plains Pundit Radio. I look forward to that. I really do. I've always been a night person, so it will fit my schedule better. I'll miss talking to you guys during the daytime. I don't know what the scheduling is coming up. But hopefully, I think we'll have something. We'll find something. I know we will. All right, where are we at? Now, I don't talk about it much because I don't listen to Limbaugh, Rush a lot. I don't listen to Hannity, and I'm not a huge Rush fan. I'm not saying anything negative. I'm not a huge Rush fan. Sean Hannity, I like. I don't like listening to him because I have had the habit of, if I listen to him, then I start subconsciously emulating him, and I don't want to do that. I want to be myself. But Rush came out Monday on a nationally syndicated radio show and argued that although leaders in the Democrat Party were not directly responsible for the shooting last week at a congressional GOP baseball practice, they did write the script for the action. They did write the script. If that guy was a better shot, this would have been really, really bad. If he knew what he was doing. But, thank God, he didn't. But it's the Democrat Party that wrote the script. I love the media now. We will never know why he did this. Wait a minute. He had a list of GOP names. He only shot at GOP members, and we don't know why he did it. How stupid do you think we really are? Please, tell me, how stupid do you think we really are? It boggles my mind that we don't know why. We don't know why. Maybe because, no, shut up. Let me see. I might have actual audio of Rush's comments. I should have done this. So, sources say Megyn Kelly would not be welcome back at Fox News. Surprise! Surprise, surprise. Let me see. Nope, not there. It sucks. I had it disconnect this computer. Because once I go back, or once I switch to the nighttime, I'll be broadcasting live, or I should say live streaming the radio show. All right, let's see if this
the commercial he did.
Ah, what the heck? I think that does it. All right, let's see. Maybe not. Dang it. Really hate when they have something like that and you push the button and nothing. Nothing. Now I look like an idiot. Now I look like an idiot. Which isn't that hard. Which isn't that hard. Here we go. This should work.
We got all these investigations, even though we haven't found any proof in over a year. And even though there isn't any proof because it didn't happen. But try telling them that. So as nothing happens, as they're told that Trump stole the election, that Trump profited from the election, that Trump has secret bank accounts all over the world in the Caymans and the Cook Islands, he's got a bunch of shell corporations and he's getting rich off being president. So's Ivanka, so's Jared, so are all of his kids. If you're told this every day, and then you're told that they've got the goods, we're going to get Trump, he's going to be impeached, we got the independent counsel now, it's only a matter of time, but nothing changes, nothing happens. The only thing that happens is more criticism. Meanwhile, Trump's there every day, and he's having meetings. And he's traveled around going to the Saudi Arabia summit. He's meeting with NATO, and he just canceled climate change. The cumulative psychological effect on these people like Hodgkinson, don't tell me the Democrats are not responsible for it. They have created the mindset. They've created these monsters out there. And all for what purpose? Because the Democrats refuse to get in the arena of ideas and debate those. They refuse because they can't win. And to see how lacking those ideas are, just listen to the insane ramblings of Hodgkinson. Just look at the things that he talks about. Just look at the class warfare, the class envy, the things that he believes. It's fringe crazy. But he believed it because that's what he's been told. The Democrats, therefore, can't take that stuff in the arena of ideas. They'd be snookered. So what they have to do is destroy the credibility, the integrity, the honesty, the reputations of every one of their opponents. And that's what they do. That is what they're doing now to Trump. They're trying to destroy Trump and anybody around him as having no decency. He's got no honor. He's got no integrity. He's a thief. He stole the election. The idea that we have a heated political atmosphere and a growing divide. And if you want to say the Republicans are equally as bad, no, they're not. The Republicans are a bunch of pansies. They're always talking about crossing the aisle and working with these people. The Democrats The Republicans rather run around and talking about when they campaign, I'm the guy that can cross the aisle. I'm the guy that can reach compromise. I'm the guy that can work with the Democrats. I'm the guy that can show cooperation. I'm the guy that can demonstrate Washington can work. The Republicans don't do what the Democrats do. They don't even get close to doing what the Democrats do. And the media. Because the media is actually leading it. But Bernie Sanders, if you go look at what Bernie Sanders says, if you go read what he's written, I hate to say it this way, I could have the evidence for you here, and I have, like last week, but I threw all that stuff away and I didn't have time to reconstruct it. This guy Hodgkinson was an echo chamber. He was whatever Bernie Sanders said was this guy's letter to the editor. This guy went on a rant. He went into a sports bar and just started ranting and made everybody nervous as hell in there. He made the female bartender nervous. He came across like a sexual predator, and he was angry and enraged. He just started on a rant. He wasn't even teed up. He walked in with this giant chip on his shoulder. The AP reports that Hodgkinson took his car to a mechanic one day before the shooting. He wanted the mechanic to verify that his tires would make the trip back to his home in Illinois. But while he was there, he started venting his rage about Trump. Chris Dauberman, who worked at this, well, he was the mechanic. He said this man was just so passionate and hateful toward Trump. Among other things, Hodgkinson said that Trump had screwed up the country more than anyone in the history of the country. He said it was more than the average person who had maybe voted for Hillary. This was different. This was deeply rooted to where his whole tone and composure changed. His voice got loud and deep. There was so much anger in it. Now listen to what Bernie Sanders was saying just a few days before Hodgkinson's outburst at the garage, this mechanic's place. Today in the White House, we have perhaps the worst and most dangerous president in the history of our country. And we also have, not to be forgotten, extreme right-wing leadership in the U.S. House and the U.S. Senate. Sanders makes that speech on June the 10th.
And that's what the left is doing. They're demonizing. They're putting this rhetoric out there. And then they're shocked. They're shocked. They're mortified that their own base flips out from their rhetoric. I mean, you have Democrats out there. Oh, he's killing the planet. He's killing all of us. He just doomed all the millions of people to death. What do you think these people are going to do when you push that on an already unstable group of people? You know, I was being a little bit facetious that one day on Twitter, but at the same time, I was a little bit serious because these Democrats scare me. They get violent. They get angered easy. So I try not to engage in them anymore because the vile rhetoric, the paranoia, and the talking points, oh my God. If some of these people had an original thought, it'd be amazing. It just... Then they get upset when we point the finger that they are causing this rhetoric. Because that is exactly what they do. They have whipped their base into a frenzy. Over the last decade, they have been brainwashing and pushing their people into a military-type group. And then people are shocked. Oh my God. Well, that's what happens. This is disgusting, repulsive, and it's going to continue. Somehow, though, we have to end this rhetoric. But I don't know if we can come back together as a country. I really don't. You're listening to the Reaver of Common Sense right here on SHR Media and High Plains Pundit Radio, and we will be right back.
Listening to the SHR Media Network.
Breaking news. According to the latest report coming out of SHR Media, a merchandise store to support both the Reaver of Common Sense and SHR Media has just been unleashed to the general public. Be forewarned that this site can be contagious and numerous items can be purchased to support the best news programming. Go to Reaver.one website and click on the store link to check out the merchandise.
Listening to Reaver of Common Sense, hosted by my dad, Jersey Joe. Beware, the Jersey Takeover is here. Every Monday through Friday, 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. You can catch the Reaver of Common Sense show, hosted by Jersey Joe, right here on SHRmedia.com and HighPlainsDailyNews.com. Only Jersey can deliver hell like no one else, so consider this your fair warning.
In a world controlled by corrupt politicians,
You got a business. That you didn't build that.
a team of ordinary men emerge from the ashes to give voice to the voiceless and hope to the hopeless. Sackhead Sean,
Dude, I'm not saying cop for the stupid pro.
Sackhead Clint,
All good friends of ours usually show up drunk.
also starring Sacco as the producer.
I'm a little bit drunk, I'm a little bit drunk, 'cause I'm drinking, drinking, drinking.
They are the Sackheads Radio Show. Every Wednesday at 8 p.m. Pacific on SHRmedia.com.
Every Wednesday night, 8 p.m. to 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, you can catch the Southside Mutt Show with its hosts, the Jersey Boys, Jersey Joe and Crash, right here on SHR Media and High Plains Pundit Radio, where we will be digging up the dirt.
Times are dark. The people misled by corrupt politicians, lied to by establishment media, and deceived by the false messages of Islam. A nation in confusion needs a guide. It needs a man with a cane. I'm Dave Milner. Join me on Spreaker, SHR Media, High Plains Talk Radio, Live Rebooting Liberty, and YouTube for a unique brand of commentary on the unpleasant blind guide. Because truth is not always pleasant.
If you miss a show, don't worry. You can catch the replays two ways, rebootingliberty.com or the Reaver of Common Sense.com. While you're there on Reaver of Common Sense, don't forget, drop in your email and keep up to date with everything going on, or click the like button on the Facebook widget. Now on to the Reaver of Common Sense.
Listening to the SHR Media Network.
This show contains language that some viewers may find offensive. Listener discretion is advised. And now on to the show.
And, oh my God. And welcome back to the Reaver of Common Sense. I am your host, Jersey Joe, and I'm trying to make sense out of the senseless. Don't forget, July 3rd. July 3rd is a big moving day. We'll be going to 9 p.m. to 11 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Only right here on SHR Media and High Plains Pundit Radio. So, this I'm glad to see. Because I saw it, and I thought it was disgusting. But University of Georgia Socialist Group is now under police investigation. They're really repulsive the day of the shooting. They thought it would be funny to be talking how that Republicans of the House should be guillotined instead. They should have their heads chopped off. That is, and it's the type of stuff, and you don't hear the Democrats coming out and condemning it. Now, if this was a Tea Party group, and don't you think it wouldn't happen, they would be going to every Republican and demanding that they condemn these actions and trying to link them to it. Because let me tell you, if a Tea Party member had done what this son of a bitch did last week, the media would be the end of the Republican Party. It would be the end. The Democrats would be having investigations, shutting down every single Republican group. They would go nuts. But it wasn't a Tea Party member. None of the Tea Party members committed acts of violence like the Democrats have. There was not I don't remember any Tea Party member rioting, beating people, destroying properties. I don't remember any of that. And think of how bad they demonize the Tea Party.
Think of how much they demonize. Now you have this socialist group at the University of Georgia, and they're making jokes and think it's funny. This a professor. They're responding to a story about a professor at the Art Institute of Washington who allegedly claimed that House Republicans should be lined up and shot. The young Democratic socialist at the University of Georgia reportedly tweeted that the Republican members of the House should instead be guillotined. Imagine if that was a Republican. Holy shit, Batman. The Democrats would be nonstop in front of cameras, crying away. Oh, look what they're doing to us. But you got Republicans that are going, we'll take the high road. We're better than them. We don't need them. Bullshit. And the rhetoric we're going to hear tonight for that special election in Georgia that is happening today. It's been going back and forth, the polls, but it's pretty much been a statistic tie. And a lot of people are saying it's going to come down to like a 2% win. And no matter, let's say Republicans win. The Republican wins. No problem. You're going to hear the Democrat, it's still a win for us. It's still a win. We lost again, but it's a win. Because we didn't lose by a large margin. We caught up and we're only like a point or two behind. And they will make an excuse for everything. I'm telling you, watch. And if they win, they're going to claim that is a victory. That's it. They're going to win the 2018 election, the 2020. The Republican Party's done with. Look at that. Trump's destroyed the party. That's if they win one special election. There's been multiple, and the Republicans keep winning. Now, that doesn't mean we're going to win tonight. Georgia's been turning. Georgia's been turning. I won't deny that. And here's the Democrat Party in a whole. You know, they stand up for illegal immigrants. We know that. Now they got a person, a guy running in for the, what is it, the House seat, Senate seat in Georgia. And he doesn't even live in the district. Of course, they're out there, oh, he only lives 3 blocks away. And now it's like 3 miles away. But still, he can't even vote for himself. He cannot vote for himself because he does not live in that district. Oh, it don't matter. It don't matter. Nothing ever matters to the Democrats when they're breaking the rules. That's okay when they break the rules. Republicans don't even have to break the rules, and they make up, rules that they broke. Donald Trump is obstructing justice. So far, there's been no crime. So how can he obstruct justice when there's no crime? Hope is not obstructing. You loved hope when it was under Obama. And Trump has made a mistake. He put trust into the FBI, the head of the FBI. I don't think he realized just how political Comey really is. I think Trump gave him the benefit of the doubt and trusted him that he was a stand-up guy. If that's the stand-up guy, please don't do me any favor. But you just watch it. I know I'm jumping around here. I have a habit of doing that. Tonight's election. No matter what, Democrats are going to claim a victory. No matter what.
Now, I'm not making any predictions. It's too close. Too close. Can go either way. A mouse could fart, and it could change the direction of the election. I don't think it's going to have any bearing on the 2018 election. I really don't. Win, lose, it's not going to change the direction. There has been a shit ton of money dumped into the special election. Oh my God, the amount of money that's been dumped into this election is ridiculous. The Democrats are that desperate for a win that they're whatever money they have, they dumped into it. Because we knew going into the 2016 election, the Democrats were broke. They were saying that the federal government had to fund the 2016 campaign. They were that broke. When Hillary complained about the state of the Democrat Party, she wasn't joking on a lot of what she said. They were that bad. They kind of got cocky. Not kind of. They got cocky under Obama. And they're believing their own rhetoric. That's the worst part. They're believing their own rhetoric. You can't believe your own rhetoric, people. But they did. And that's not good. Oh, what are we going to do? What are we going to do? Like I said, no matter what, they're going to claim a victory. At least attempt to claim a victory. All right, let's see where we're at now. It's going to be a long day. It is. Show's going by pretty quick. It's just going to be a long day. Just got a feeling. What I need is a good nap again. That's bad. I know that's bad. Let's see. And there we go. That's what time it is. All right. I wonder sometimes. And Obama said he was going to transform this country. And he did. And he talked about how he's going to have to tear it down to rebuild it back up. Well, he transformed. He tore it down. He never built it back up. It's scary. Because I'm hearing more and more and more the C word being used in this country. And by that, I mean a civil war. And that is a scary thought. that we're to that point. And I think we have more than smoke going on right now. We got this smolder going on. A little smolder. And all it's going to do, not even a spark anymore. It's just going to take the right gust of wind to have this go from a little ember to a raging fire. It just takes a little wind. And we're so close, and it scares the shit out of me. And you have people that say they're for peaceful. They're peaceful. They're not. You know, it's the typical Alinsky rules for radical, you know. You're saying one thing but doing another, and you're pushing that lie, hoping that it becomes the truth. Well, I don't know about that. So, you're listening to the Reaver of Common Sense right here on SHR Media and High Plains Pundit Radio, where I will depress you. We will be right back.
Listening to the SHR Media Network.
Breaking news. According to the latest report coming out of SHR Media, a merchandise store to support both the Reaver of Common Sense and SHR Media has just been unleashed to the general public. Be forewarned that this site can be contagious and numerous items can be purchased to support the best news programming. Go to Reaver.one website and click on the store link to check out the merchandise.
Listening to Reaver of Common Sense, hosted by my dad, Jersey Joe. Beware, the Jersey Takeover is here. Every Monday through Friday, 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. You can catch the Reaver of Common Sense show, hosted by Jersey Joe, right here on SHRmedia.com and HighPlainsDailyNews.com. Only Jersey can deliver hell like no one else, so consider this your fair warning.
In a world controlled by corrupt politicians,
You got a business. That you didn't build that.
a team of ordinary men emerge from the ashes to give voice to the voiceless and hope to the hopeless. Sackhead Sean,
Dude, I'm not saying cop for the stupid program.
Sackhead Clint,
All good friends of ours usually show up drunk.
also starring Sacco as the producer.
I'm a little bit drunk, 'cause I'm drinking.
They are the Sackheads Radio Show. Every Wednesday at 8 p.m. Pacific on SHRmedia.com.
Every Wednesday night, 8 p.m. to 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, you can catch the Southside Mutt Show with its hosts, the Jersey Boys, Jersey Joe and Crash, right here on SHR Media and High Plains Pundit Radio, where we will be digging up the dirt.
Times are dark. The people misled by corrupt politicians, lied to by establishment media, and deceived by the false messages of Islam. A nation in confusion needs a guide. It needs a man with a cane. I'm Dave Milner. Join me on Spreaker, SHR Media, High Plains Talk Radio, Live Rebooting Liberty, and YouTube for a unique brand of commentary on the unpleasant blind guide. Because truth is not always pleasant.
If you miss a show, don't worry. You can catch the replays two ways, rebootingliberty.com or the Reaver of Common Sense.com. While you're there on Reaver of Common Sense, don't forget, drop in your email and keep up to date with everything going on, or click the like button on the Facebook widget. Now on to the Reaver of Common Sense.
Listening to the SHR Media Network.
This show contains language that some viewers may find offensive. Listener discretion is advised. And now on to the show.
And welcome back to the Reaver of Common Sense. I'm your host, Jersey Joe, and I'm trying to make sense out of the senseless. Well, this one... Washington Post admits, they have admitted, that single-payer health care would be astonishingly expensive. Oh, they have a lot of revelations, and it's kind of amazing. The Washington Post dealt a blow to a liberal pipe dream Sunday when the outlet's editorial board highlighted the problems with a single-payer health care, arguing that it would be astonishingly expensive unless doctors are paid less and Americans are prepared to accept different standards of access and comfort. In other words, we will not have the great health care we have now. We will get a substandard health care. The piece, called Single-Payer Health Care Would Have an Astonishing High Price Tag, comes days after California's Senate approved a single-payer system for the state earlier this week, without having specified how it will pay for the estimate $4 billion price tag. Now, that's just for California. Ow. Really? Single-payer healthcare system, such as those seen in Europe and Canada, have always been popular with the liberal wing of American politics, with top liberal Senator Bernie Sanders and Elizabeth Warren calling for such systems in America. President Barack Obama also publicly supported single-payer when he was a senator. The Post editorial is certainly sympathetic to those aspirations, arguing that such models are simpler for patients and employers. However, it says the government's price tag would be astonishing. When Bernie Sanders proposed a Medicare for All health plan in his presidential campaign, the nonpartisan Urban Institute figured that it would raise government spending by $32 trillion over 10 years, requiring a tax increase so huge that even the Democrat socialist Mr. Sanders did not propose anything close to it. See, that's the thing. He talks about how great this free stuff would be, but he doesn't talk about how it's going to be paid for. They tell you all the rosy, cozy lies. And it's like that old saying, the devil does not show up in horns and a cape. He comes to you offering everything you've ever wanted. So beware when you have a Democrat telling you about all this health care and how it's going to be free and it's going to be great and it's going to be this. And remember, If you like your health care, if you like your insurance, you can keep your insurance. If you like your doctor, you can keep your doctor. This is going to lower your health care by an average of $2,500. Remember that when they sit there and talk about how great single-payer health care would be for the country. It is a dangerous path. Because once we start down that path, there's no turning back. The only way that this would work, a single-payer health care, you would have to get the medical employees to be paid less and to get Americans to accept lower quality of health. That's how it would have to come about. They don't push that part of it. They know it's there. They know that's what's going to happen. Canada, I know people, it's not that great. There's a lot of issues. There's a lot of Canadians that come to America for health, to get surgeries and so forth done. Because in a lot of those single-payer healthcare system, the wait times are ungodly. Or the physicians are substandard. It just... How many liberals? They talk, it's going to kill us all. Yeah, your single health payer is going to kill more. Obamacare is going to kill more because people can't afford to go to the doctors now. Yes, you got people. Oh, great. They have health insurance. They were put on Medicaid. And most of them, a majority of them, were already eligible and just never applied. That's the funny part. They were eligible before for Medicaid, and they just never applied for it. Obamacare did nothing but destroy the health care. It didn't give all these people health care. Obamacare just opened the door for more people to get on Medicaid. That's all. That's all. So, Supreme Court has been doing a little work lately. If you remember underneath the Obama, to try to fight against the Redskins logo, the trademark was removed. They said, we will no longer allow trademarking of racist, hateful, and all these other triggering words that they like to use. Well, the Supreme Court affirmed the Court of Appeals for the Federal Circuit Monday, holding that the law prohibiting disparaging trademarks violates the First Amendment. And here's the thing. Nowhere in the First Amendment does it say freedom of speech unless you're offended. I may not like what a lot of people have to say. I might find it that it's hateful what they have to say. They have a right to say it, unfortunately. That's not to include threats. That's a different subject. But this doesn't exactly have to do with the Redskins, but it is going to cover the Redskins because someone else sued over a different situation, and their trademark, they couldn't get it or it was removed. The case concerned a rock band called the Slants, a reference to the racial slur for Asians. When Simon Tam, the band's Asian American frontman, tried to register his group's name with the trademark office, he was told he could not get a valid trademark because the name was offensive to Asians. Before the courts, Tam's attorney argued that his intention was to reclaim the term slants and subvert its offensive potential. The anti-disparage provision underneath U.S. Code 1052, subsection A, has rarely had any practical effect, but has come to public notice in recent years as left-leaning advocates and public officials sought to use it to invalidate offensive trademarks. Most prominently, the Washington Redskins football team, who have twice had their trademark protection revoked for having a name that disparages American Indians. Writing for the court, Justice Alito reasoned that the entire purpose behind the provision rendered in factual unconstitutional, it offends a bedrock First Amendment principle. Speech may not be banned on the ground that expresses ideas that it offends. In contravention to this principle, the Patent and Trademark Office devised a test to determine whether a trademark was too offensive for the federal government to protect. If substantial composite, although not necessarily a majority, of the reference groups would find the proposed mark to be disparaging in the context of contemporary attitudes, the trademark could not be registered. So, in other words, freedom of speech was overwritten in the trademark office by your feelings. Well, this is a big plus to the Washington Redskins, and I hope it puts it to bed. Because this is twice now we've had this stupid argument. It's ridiculous. It's not the first time they've gone after the Redskins, and every time the Redskins have won. The only time they win. Bump. It's enough. Put it to bed. The left they got an all-out war against everything. A public park down here in Florida had a huge cross that's been there for like 100 years. And now has to be torn down because someone got upset because of the cross. I can't go there because of the cross. Get the fuck over it. We got billboards here in Tampa pushing lies about Islam, and Islam's the religion of peace. Sponsored by CARE, that terrorist group. They're allowed to post these billboards pushing their lies. And they're allowed freedom of religion. Democrats love to protect their freedom of religion, but when it comes to Christians, they give a big middle finger. In fact, there's a Democrat, he's left the party because he said he couldn't justify his religious beliefs while being a Democrat. They didn't add up together. All right, everybody, it's been a great day. I will be back tomorrow, 11 a.m. till 1 p.m. And be safe. If I can get this to work.
You've been listening to the Reaver of Common Sense with its host, Jersey Joe. You can tune in every day, Monday through Friday, 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, right here on hppundit.com and shrmedia.com.